having to be
the other
replaced
fly
by
in
3
the orbit
points.
really is the fact that last season it was whoever finished top won the league.
Yes.
This season, of course,
Yeah.
it's playoffs.
Well, we spoke about this before, haven't we? And
Which I don't agree with in the National League.
I don't agree with it in any league in Speedway, if I'm honest. And the reason being, okay, because it's the Eastbourne factor for me.
Yeah.
Because once you're winning a title over 2 legs, if you've got a tremendous home track advantage, if your teams are equal in sort of how good they are, but you've got a tremendous home track advantage, well, you've got an advantage to win something over 2 legs, and I don't think that is right. If it was run on a neutral track, yeah, I wouldn't have so much of a problem with the playoffs. And I understand there's reasons that can't happen, but do you see my point?
Oh yeah, I would like to see that happen. To be honest, finals on a neutral
track.
venue.
Well, it won't happen because the main reason they do it is because it's a money spinner.
Yeah.
And if it goes on a neutral track, that promotion's going to get at least a portion of the money that's being spun, if that makes sense.
Unless they sort of divide it between the Promoters Club and the 2 other clubs, but obviously they.
So if then he starts following the Brummies, what he's saying is that make him a glory hunter.
It does this year.
Yes,
it does this year.
We need to explain to this that the Brummies at this moment are playing really. It's the 3rd tier, isn't it?
It's the 3rd tier.
It's
Yeah.
the third tier. We have been up there not long ago.
And in winning the thing.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, those damn playoffs.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean,
So
also it would be great, wouldn't it, if it was a one-off, one match on a neutral ground.
Yeah.
Wouldn't that be something?
We've talked about this before, haven't we?
We have spoken about it.
It's the day out.
It's the day out.
The
Yeah,
day
it's the
out.
day out. Yeah.
Well, I've been fortunate to see a cup final on a neutral track. The Knockout Cup final.
I bet that's
I
great.
years
I bet
ago,
that's
so-
And I bet that was it good. I mean, was it the atmosphere?
Well, Wolves won by 20 points, so it was.
So
Very
it was
Yeah.
good. Yeah.
Yeah. But I can imagine the atmosphere would be
Long
fantastic.
because Monmouth Green was shut because it was the dog track was being resized.
Oh, okay.
And consequently, the Speedway track was.
Right.
And so they got to go. They went to Long Eaton, and there was about 20 coaches of Wolves fans went to for that. It was incredible. It was an incredible night.
Well, it's
Massive
a day
crowd.
out. It's
Probably
a
the
day out, isn't it?
probably the biggest crowd they've had at Long Eaton. And it wasn't for a Long Eaton.
I don't think anybody's ever had a day out at Long Eaton before. To be fair.
But that's what's missing. Yeah, it does need that sort of like festival day out where it's such a massive occasion where people go out and get dressed up.
I mean, you could
get
do it in
drunk
the National
and-
League and do it at, I don't know, Bellevue if it ever opens.
Probably the first mate in there, isn't it? This
Yeah.
right, so.
So that I think that would be something that needs to be looked at. But hey ho. So okay, let's do some. So we do some predictions. Wolverhampton, they've got some matches coming up.
Lakeside on Monday.
Lakeside on Monday at home.
Yeah, tough meeting because Lakeside have started well.
Have started
of course, they're
well,
beating
haven't they?
Poole. I mean, I said a while ago that I felt Poole could do what Oxford did, and United didn't go for the season unbeaten.
Right.
That obviously can't happen now.
No.
So that's going to be a tough meeting because they always tend to push us close at Monmouth.
Are they good at Monmouth then? Because I suppose they're quite used to tight turns, aren't they?
Yeah,
So,
and they won the last year. But to be fair, everybody else won there last year.
Yeah,
Even Leicester managed to win at Monmouth last year. So
well, I think this is going to be the kiss of death now, but I'm going to predict a 10-point win. I like my 10 points win for Wolverhampton because I just think they've just started on fire. They did last year, to be fair. They was in 4th place by about a third of the way through the season, but it just feels different.
I think 8-point win. I mean, Lakeside will be coming to Monmouth looking for a point, no doubt about that.
Mm-hmm.
But probably Wolves will just have enough. Be nice to get, just want to get a home meet again because I mean, getting all these big away wins is not going to be good for the finances if you're paying the riders for the big scores away and you're not getting any income from home matches.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So just same with Bellevue.
So
as well.
they need
probably more so with
match.
Bellevue with the. So
Yes.
but I think a home win.
Also, I mean, in a way, if they get a home match, it'll be good for Wolverhampton that you had this little bit of period without a home match because it's going to up the crowd, particularly while you're doing so well.
Yeah.
Do you think?
Oh yeah, I mean, I just don't like this notion of having meetings a fortnight.
Mm.
I mean, obviously it was a Birmingham last year, and most of the Birmingham fans I spoke to didn't like it. Meeting a fortnight, and
it's sort of happening again, isn't it?
The problem really as well is because the difference between Cradley now being at Monmouth and when they were at Monmouth before there's more teams in the National League, so
I
there's not as many free dates.
I tell you how that works, right? And the only way that works, for me anyway, having fortnightly meetings, and that's if you all race on the same night.
Yeah.
Because then you've got an away meeting on the same, the next. So you got your home meeting today, and then next week you're away, and so you've got a meeting to go to if you want to. And
in fairness, I get the impression that's probably what they're looking at for next season.
Right.
You know what I mean? So obviously Keith Chapman's
certainly in the elite
Keith
league,
Chapman's
anyway.
obviously been keen to try and get at least 2 nights a week in the elite league,
Right.
and just keep it away from the Premier League, so you just don't get the number of guests and riders missing meetings, which is really the bane of Speedway fans' life, I think. So
Yeah, absolutely. Cradley, have they got any meetings between now and next week? I'm not sure.
I don't
think
think
they have.
Actually, I don't think they have.
Well, of course they've got the one meeting against Birmingham, so we'll have to do a prediction on that. But first of all, should the meeting be on tomorrow and the weather's, we're not sure yet. Birmingham versus Coventry. Who are you going to go for?
I think it would away win. I think the Brummies will win there.
Okay. By
6 points.
6 points. Okay. I'm going to go 4 points. Not quite as clever, but confident as you. But I think, Joseph, you got a prediction to make?
Yeah, I'm going to go a bit higher, around 8 points,
8
because as you were saying earlier, Tom wasn't his best last match, but at the end of
Tom
the match,
Bacon, of course.
yeah. I did interview him, but obviously
We aren't going to hear that interview.
But
because you pressed the wrong buttons.
But he mentioned after the meeting he'd been messing around with his bike a bit, and he thinks he's onto something. So
yeah, which will be good. Yeah, hello, gents. I don't know a lot about Speedway. Chris will say I don't know a lot about anything, but I must admit I have learnt something tonight. Really informative. Oh, that's really nice. Thank you, mate. That's really good to hear. I'll tell you what we'll do for you, ELO, or what Chris will do for you anyway, is he'll shove some... he'll shove a couple of YouTube links up for you to have a look at some Speedway action. Probably the Chris Harris... Yeah.
And also, we have must tell people we have got a Speedway channel as well. So
Okay.
we'll be sticking all our bits and pieces on that as well.
I beg your pardon, madam.
Mrs.
Okay, so
too risky,
yeah. So I better give you my. I've given you my permission. So we go to Buxton. Oh, Matt.
Probably the most disappointing result of last season, wasn't it? When it was in there.
Yeah.
In fact, very nearly lost the bonus point as well. So
Yes. Yeah.
but I think from what I saw of Buxton on Wednesday, I can't see anything other than a way win for that one.
Okay.
And I think Birmingham have got a chance of picking the maximum points there.
Right. I think you're right as well. I think 10, 12, 14 points win. Yeah, 14
could
point
be pushing
win.
20, I think.
Yeah, I'll go for 14. I'm not going to. I don't
Don't
want
want
to
to jinx it.
Yeah, Joseph.
Well, I think we're probably going to win just based on the match that we had so far. But as you said, they've been missing riders, so if they manage to get their team back up to full strength by then,
Okay. Well, hopefully we'll have some interviews from Buxton because we're intending to go to that, so that would be cool. And of course, the big one I think we've already all nailed our head. What am I trying to say there? Yes, I think he bobs to the mast. Yes.
Yeah, a bird in the hand is worth two up the. What's it?
Yeah, I believe that's true. So, okay. Cradley versus Birmingham. Birmingham versus Cradley. How many by who?
Birmingham win by 15.
15, really? You're that confident? Wow, Joseph.
15.
15, 14. I should say 14, really. 'cause
Should, yeah.
15
Well,
is-
yeah.
it means
You're obviously going for a tape exclusion at some point.
A 3-2 or a 3-0 or something like that. Or a 0-0, which I've seen before. So.
I have seen
nil,
that.
yeah.
A nil.
mate.
Joseph.
all I'm saying is I don't want to jinx anything.
Okay. It is the big one, isn't it? I mean, just for ELO's benefit here, I think it's safe to say that we consider it a successful season if we've beaten Cradley. I think, obviously you want to win the league, but you want to beat Cradley. And probably they do us, I don't know. So
Rather the league than Cradley. Well, I mean, rather Cradley than the league, But if we could do both at the same time, win the league by beating Cradley, that would be the ideal win.
So, we was talking about this last night, wasn't we? And we got 3 minutes to discuss this. We don't like playoffs.
No.
However, what a playoff it would be if it was Birmingham versus Cradley.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, mate.
Definitely.
Eh?
Be
That
great
would be-
for the local area.
Yeah, wouldn't that be something? With a Birmingham win, of course.
Oh,
Nothing but.
anything that involves Cradley losing.
I'd like to ask Matt a question, actually, because obviously you've seen them at Wolverhampton, Cradley this year. You have seen them at Wolverhampton this
No, I
year.
haven't seen Cradley.
Yeah, okay.
I haven't seen Cradley.
However, you do know the Wolverhampton setup quite well. Can Birmingham go to Cradley, given the home advantage that they have there, and beat them at Cradley? Do you think that's
Yeah.
a possibility?
Well, I
Oh,
think
you
they can.
you can come again.
I think they can, yeah.
Stan says looks like Cov may be off. Rain.
In fairness, the forecast's not.
I mean, I
brilliant.
don't like making rain predictions. So but look, watch the
But
websites
I
because
think
you know it could be on.
I
you've
think you
seen-
did say earlier that you saw some lightning, which
I did see some
doesn't
lightning.
look good.
Yeah, I did see some lightning. Yeah, the first of the year. Okay, well, that is the first Speedway Tavern of the year. Hope you've all enjoyed it. As we mentioned before, Big Centre TV, we're still hopeful of something happening with that, and we'll know. I think we'll know more by this time
But
next
we
week.
must tell people either way. There will be a Speedway.
There will be a
Tavern.
Speedway Tavern.
Yeah.
We've got
Options.
We've got options
We've
and
got
plans.
options,
Yeah,
yeah,
so
yeah.
there will be a Speedway Tavern.
Even if it means we have to come back here.
There will be a Speedway Tavern.
Can't say too much.
Sam says if Brum beat Cradle, it will be down to the reserves.
Yeah.
I think that is a big advantage for us. There's no doubt our reserve. But I've got to say, Cradley's reserves haven't been doing so bad actually.
They've been doing okay, yeah.
Ben
so.
Basford, I think in particular, has had a good start, but I don't think they're going to beat our guys.
Not very well. That's where Birmingham we're going to win a lot of meetings, I think.
Yeah,
Strong
which is-
reserves.
Yeah, always going to be strong reserves.
Yeah.
So injuries accepting, of course. Right, okay, well, thank you very much for coming to see us tonight.
And thanks for your kind words as well
yeah.
tonight. Thank
The
you
show
very
is your show, and it wouldn't work without you. So take care. See you on Wednesday.
Right, thank you,
Bye.
mate.
It's RBRadio.com.